5-1, but 1-5, excuse me, but finally on the board for you guys. Tell me what it means and how your perspective changes looking at the rest of the season, knowing that you guys can definitely put a W on the board.
So yeah, we have definitely a really bad beginning, but we played against strong teams like SK, Fnatic, Rocket, and UOL. So it was like one of the toughest to face. But now we face like easier team, like we'll have Giants next week, I think. So we think we can make a lot of wins in the next weeks.
So you think it's definitely a team-based thing? Is amazing. What are the things you picked up on that Gambit did better here than in the other games?
I mean, Gambit still seemed to be struggling with actually translating the early game control and the early game gains into some kind of mid-game strategy. But they actually got a hold on at some point, and you guys really seem to figure out where your weaknesses are, as in like not being grouped and stuff like that, and you kind of fix that to a certain extent. But what I still want to see from you guys is actually just pushing up mid lane at some point and warding the enemy jungle. Why do you guys seem to be struggling with actually doing that?
I don't know. That's one of our biggest weakness, I guess. Like we're afraid to just face check them and like lose the game on that point. So sometimes we're a little too pussy, afraid.
Well, you talk about you have to face check, and you had a huge score on Aurelia, had your build almost completed. At that time, it was all on your shoulders. At what point in the game did you realize, okay, at this point I can go and beat them in a team fight, and what before you were weaker?
So I wanted to complete my Trinity Force really fast, like it's super big prospect for Rebellion. And then we saw that they had a lot of magic damage, like Annie, Ari, Corki, and Kennen. So I was just building almost full MR until last item. I wanted to get some armor. And then so I knew I was super tanky, so I could just go in the front line and tank them so Pinoy can kill them after.
Yeah, and the Kassadin was also pretty fed at that one. Let's actually start by taking a look at the replay where that is exemplified how strong you are in the team fights. Get that up on the screen. If you can talk us through that, because here Kennen's going to come in and land a quasi-perfect Maelstrom, but you guys still win the trade. Let's roll the clip and go ahead, Cabochard.
So we are fighting around the blue buff. It's pretty bad to fight in jungle against their team, but we got a good pick on Ari, and Edward lands a nice hook. At the moment we are just trying to group in the mid lane. They are doing their combo pretty well so far, but I think we are too ahead at the moment. So we just need to tempo the Zonya Kennen, and then we just clean up the fight. I survived with a little amount of HP, but it was fine.
Yeah, you survived indeed. What's your target selection like in those?
Sometimes I just try to stop Kennen, like in the early. I just stun him, so his ulti is not on our team. At the end, since Chrislon was super fed, of Pinoy, I just try to peel for him. So it really depends.
Yeah, what I want to talk about actually with you is that you and Pinoy really have some kind of carry role into the team. You come in new, you basically bringing like the energy they have from solo queue. I don't know where you guys get that from, but it seems to me that you guys really seem to be the carries and determine whether or not Gambit is winning. How do you actually like handle such a role, and do you actually like being the carry on a team?
Yeah, I really like it. Like I really don't like playing tanks only or just playing passive. So really, I really like playing carry role, and like Nick is playing more passive, so it's really fine so far.
Also the mental aspect in the team, as you as relatively new in the LCS and you're playing with guys that have been there for a long time, do you get the kind of that there's a difference in how hungry you are for the game, or do you think you're all on the same page?
I think we're all super motivated, so it's the same, I guess.
All right, taking a lot from this win. Congratulations, Cabochard. Gambit finally on the board. Coming up after the break, Roccat will face Meet Your Makers. But before we go, let's stop over at Lincoln University in the United Kingdom. They're from Connor M192. He writes, the League of Legends Society have taken over a lecture theater this week. It looks like a very good time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you back here in 3.5.
Gambit Gaming versus H2K starting up.
Blue likes the collateral damage, and H2K have to back away. Can they get the assassination? Cabochard kicked away. Maybe they can still turn this one around instantly. Oh my goodness, all that damage. The Maelstrom coming out, but Cabochard picking up another kill. Cabochard teleported in. They look for Bjorn, and here comes Nick. They're blowing them all up. Not even the damage they needed. They've lost Voidal. They've lost Adewande. It's a double kill for Pinoy. Looking for more. How much can he go?
You know, it was an exciting game to watch. That is going to be a massive confidence boost